Welcome back to the Oracle Eye channel, everyone. So, I want to start off by saying that to everyone that I apologize that I haven't reached back out as quick as possible. I know I had posted on the last full moon that I was going to bring in the channel of Archangel Michael, and I end up with these energy downloads where I couldn't even express or decode the energies and the information that was coming in. And this went on for, even through the new moon of, this month phase. And now that we have finally got into our super blue moon, full moon effect today, I felt more confidence in bringing about some of the information and decode some of the energies. But, I sat here right before I pressed my record and I said, well, I'm blank. What happened here? So, the funny thing is that when I decided to meditate for a few minutes prior to starting today with you guys, I felt this ease, this calm energy that made me feel like, okay, it's all coming in now. It's interesting because over the past 30 days or so, it's been in and out with health where I'll get very tired, or maybe even a little bit ill or sick in the energies, then get really booted up, very intense, and it's been a flip-flop. And, I kept saying, what is this? I keep going through these like in and out phases, and I kept saying maybe it's part of it's the weather, and it may be, but at the same time, I felt like, okay, I'm getting downloads, but I feel like a timestamp. Like I feel like I am stuck in time, and then I feel movement, and then I see times where, I wake up and I say, wow, I just only slept 2 hours. It felt like it was 8 hours, and I see the time go really slow, and as if I'm in a different timeline almost, almost like the parallel lives or, vibrational through my higher self. And so, then I get the time speed up, and I even would tell myself, oh, I thought it was Wednesday and it's only like Monday, So then it's like fast forward into another timeline. So that's what's going on energetically with a lot of us, is that we are, going in and out into these phases where the higher vibrations are entering the world. The light bodies are activating through the chakra system, and we're merging and integrating all these new energies. And when we feel the exhausted, it's because the body needs to sleep, to recharge, to boo. And then there's this, you can't sleep, and that's because you're supposed to stay awake, because you're supposed to receive clarity, insight, whatever it is. Maybe there's a project that you have that you haven't got a chance to finish or do or take care of, and you got that moment to do it, and it's like, don't waste time, get it done now, So one of the things I find is utilizing this time and make the best of it, because you may find that your schedule may change later on, and it may be so overwhelming that you won't be able to get done the things that you had listed in your memory to do, that needed to get done. So one of the things too is, I mentioned physically, I also will say maybe even mentally, you may find yourself overwhelmed, stuck in the mind. I'm usually very quick alert, mental agility is very speedy with me. But it's been interesting how sometimes I feel like kind of a stuck, like, what was I going to say? Like that energy, like you're trying to say in regular conversations too. And, I'm like, okay, maybe I have an imbalance. Maybe I got to go get checked, and see. But I ask Spirit, because if there's ever anything that's on a medical aspect, and please do, you ask your guardian angels, ask your loved ones around you if you feel like something's a little bit disconnected or off. Please do. I still recommend, to check up, in the physical sense, medically, because there may be some imbalance that needs to get, fixed. I know a lot of metaphysic and holistic people shy away from medicine. Yes, I agree to an extent, but I also feel that sometimes medicine is needed, especially if things are really too intense. And I believe that, doctors and nurses, they all came into this world, with these gifts because they're under the emerald ray of healing under Archangel Raphael and other healing masters. And so they are put in this world to, provide the help, the healing, and the system that we need to get back on track, body, mind, and spirit, and mentally as well. So, I really recommend that. So I want to put that out there in advance because it's very important, Now, asking, my guides and angels, I said, okay, what is this energy? Why am I feeling this, loop thing, And what I kept getting is that there's so much is being downloaded, this month to many of us that you can't even process it completely. And that's why I guess it took me from skipping the new moon channel and skipping the full moon from before that. And I finally felt like, okay, I know the energies are intense, but I owe it to you guys, and said I have to try to bring at least Archangel Michael's message and whoever else is nearby, because this is a powerful full blue moon, energy and activation. And there may be messages there. Since we talked about the physical, I'm going to ask here, Michael, as I, meditate for a sec here and see what it is that we need to know in order to receive the divine message of our creator, of the light, of the heavenly realms, but also insight and maybe even an activation. So let's see, I'm going to speak in my language of light here through, or the language of light of, let's see, we got the Archangel Michael, which I'm focusing on since he was the one, and I feel the energies already. Andara mashkiniki on this kono adhahashaniki akete. Askano kushkuni unu, and yakorokuskuni unu, and askoroskuni unu, ashkuni akala kenya, selaki salamarakish, sela. Alright, so I feel the peace energy vibrations through me, and this is what they're saying is, and they're saying they, because it's not just Archangel Michael, it's legions of light. We can call them the virtue angels, his bands of angels, his bands of mercy, his, light warriors. They're all surrounding the planet right now, and it's really to help us to really kind of boot up into the next level of our life. And maybe this is the hard time that we're having all integrated when we're feeling out in a funk state, it's really about anchoring, grounding. That's why they kept repeating that 3 times, there, unu. It's grounding to the earth, because when you're focused, when you're grounded, when you feel like your feet is placed on the ground, you can actually then be able to be more alert, more focused in the now. This is an activation for you as you're listening to this. 0 point neutrality. Yeah, this is very intense energy. This is anchoring, grounding, so that you can be focused here. This is 0 point, which is in the now. It's like bringing the past and future into the now. So when you're in the now, you can be able to see ahead on what you need to do, but also be able to see behind what was that you needed to heal from, or what needs to be healing that's put behind you, so that you can be able to move forward, in your reality, not just to the future, but in your present, into the now. So that's very important, one of the things too that I feel with the shield of Michael surrounding here in the front is that it's about also, when we say protection, it's not just about being protected by people's harms and negative ways, because I try not to pay attention too much to that, although it's out there. It's really about trying to clear out of victimhood. I spoke of this before, I believe, in my last channel. is saying, I am not a victim. I am a child of the divine creator. Whether you want to say, divine creator of God, goddess, you are not. We carry or we create our issues or problems, especially if it's amongst others, which is why we see things as karma. It's not punishment, because it's really what you're putting out to the universe is what you're going to receive, whether it is good or bad. So, basically here, it's understanding that don't fear. Let go of fear. Let go of worries. Don't worry about everybody else's success. Worry about your own, because that's where you rise above. That's another thing. Competition energy, and this is a competitive world. We see it even in sports and so on. Just to name something. But in reality, when it comes to individuals, life matters. And things. I would say, really, your way you'll get ahead is by really saying, what do I need to do next to move my vibration up to the higher level? Or what do I need to do next to get to the next step in my career? What do I need? And work on those things. Meditate on those things. Focus on those positive, information that you can work, and use affirmations, with that as well. So, because when we focus on everyone else's crap, we then lower our vibrations, because we're so invested in that we then don't, it's like we forget ourselves, and we go back into that place where, I've been so focused on that my vibration feels low, I feel down, and I'm not sure why, and it's because, we're focusing on somebody else. Let it go. Yes, there are people that have blockages and, disputes. That's a whole nother ball game, and that's not even something I'm interested in even talking about. I'm more interested in your well-being, to help you to raise up. Maybe in the future we can talk about things that's what we call enemies, if you want to call it that. But this is about improvement. This blue moon, full moon energy is to really see ourselves with a broad, clear vision. Magnify it like like an amplifier, for building your success and letting go of what no longer serves your highest good. So one of the things too that they show, and I'm seeing in my mind, has to do with letting go of the cares of the world. So not just in the matters of people around you, but really even in the globally, I guess. Sometimes we got to just send the light out to the universe, leave it at that, and then focus. Because if we focus on being paranoid about every single thing, we, again, magnets, through the law of attraction, will attract these negative experiences. And through the collective consciousness of the humans that we all build, like if we all were to focus in one state on the same fear over and over, therefore that's what is going to be attracted in that community or in that area. So it's like working on spreading your love and light to everyone. Say, let's focus on this. It may be true. This may happen. This is information we received in the news. We got it, or in the media. But let's try to work together and just focus on love and light and spreading. When one person raises their vibration high enough, that just automatically transfers just by being in their presence, which is why I love to raise energy as much as possible, because I want, not just for myself, because I need it, but also because it does help transfer, to those especially that are ready to receive, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I will never, push anything to anyone that they don't want to receive or are familiar with or are not ready to, So, but if they're not certain if they're ready, but subconsciously through their higher self is aware and is ready to receive, then it will naturally be transferred over. And the more we can spread and say, let's all do this in our work, in our group, to kind of like even meditate to raise healing into the earth, or or to focus on other projects that would just raise. That's what I say, love, where love is, nothing dark can't be there because it's light. So if there is joy is a higher vibration connected to love, then you are focusing on those good things, that all that other old stuff just dismantles and just fades off. So Archangel Michael is giving to us today different ways of clearing things even as a group setting sense, and even on, again, he's mentioned certain medical things, he's mentioned our personal self. So really is finding your way on the personal level to get out of the stuck zone. Stuck zone is another thing. It's really clearing out by sometimes, this is what I'm getting. And I guess I can say that we live by this sometimes. Sometimes being stuck is by not doing anything at all. Sometimes you may feel like I'm trying, I can't get past this. Lay low. You will find that out of nowhere, things will start to move around. I wouldn't say lay low forever and be lazy and then expect everything's just going to come to you, because it doesn't always work that way. But with acts of faith, you say, I'm going to lay low. I'm going to trust the universe to give me some signals, or something will happen. I put it out to the universe, and I'm just going to be on standby. And as soon as I get that alert, you go right ahead and you step forward in your power and what you need to do, and you will do it. So I want you guys to remember that. You got to, though, believe that you are going to receive. That is mostly important, because if you don't believe, through not just divine, but through the self at least, then you're just going to be sitting around, in reality at the end of the day. So this message, in this channeling, it's really been about, almost like saying common sense. Let's use common sense with this too, because not everything, yes, there's miracles that the angels bring to us, but it's also about really being clear and, it's really the best nice word of putting it is common sense, here, because then you can focus on those things that are easy to do. When there's a problem, I say, what, I can't figure it out, let me find a solution. I'll think about it. I don't panic. I try not to. We all do. We're human. But I've learned little by little, and I'm still working on that, because we're all work in progress. We're not all perfect, So, but focusing, okay, let me put that aside, let me write it down. I don't know how to solve this, but maybe I'll find an answer later, or I'll look into how I can fix that situation. And then you will get some, through pondering and analyzing and figuring, you may get some information, clarity, even intuitively, or you may just see something unfold or unlock in front of you right before your eyes. You say, this is it. That's part of the aha moment. Or someone reach out to you and call and says, hey, this is what I have in store that I can help you with, So, it's in order to clear negative energy, negativity, any form. Also, let's not just blame it on who's trying to send a hex, or, worry so much, or worry if there's an entity in a space that is trying to affect us. I've been getting a lot of that lately, and it's not all related to spirit, So unless you're sensitively, intuitively, you feel something in your space, and that's another thing that you can work on, like burning sage and spreading some sea salt to the place and all of that. That's something that we'll do at a future video. But in the meantime, it's like I feel like this, considering the message, it's like, whoa, I thought, I don't know, I guess what to expect. There's still more that I have that I know are going to be broken down into other videos, but I feel like what really was the reality check is what Michael's trying to give to us. The reality check of, let's use our brains, and let's not overthink things in the way that we are making them out to be. Let's try to be clear and focus on those things that are very realistic. Just like I mentioned, health, and they explain, if something's wrong, go get checked. If there isn't anything, you'll know, for the most part, so it's really about that. So I will leave this now here, and like I said, I feel there's going to be some more broken up energies that I need to process still, that are in my memory banks, in my light cells, body within me. So I know I'll access that through my higher self, and work on bring in any other messages that I may have to record, whether it's tonight or in the next few days, to try to upload in the continuance of this super full blue moon information and insight, because I sense the ascendant masters too and the Arcturians as well. So there's other things, but really today was about Archangel Michael and his legions of light to bring about this information to you. And I guess I would say, raise your vibration, wear amethyst, that helps raise the energy if that's something you're interested. But black tourmaline, and keep grounded. You need to stay grounded into the earth so that you can be focused, if that's something you want to do through the crystal therapy sense. And work on that shadow self. Work deep in that subconscious self. Work deep in the shadow self, the dark self. That's another thing to work on at some point. And that, or to speak of, I should say, that's about, I'll say shortly, to clear out, to work in those things of sitting in your stuff so that you can fix it to come back to light. It's more to it, which goes back to this message overall today. Using common sense on one thing. On a more deeper spiritual level, I'm sure there's more that we can talk about on that side of the, the dark side of the yin within us. But this is about really kind of getting yourself balanced. We're talking about overall health balance. So we'll, discuss some other of those topics into the next, videos to come, the next two at least, in continuance of the super full blue moon level of these messages. So that's it. So I wish you all the best. Don't forget to push the button below if you like, and subscribe to my channel here, and spread the word for everyone to come check me out. Blessed is, and bless you. Bye bye.